As we slowly wait in anticipation for Mass Effect Andromeda to be released this March, I know there's a whole aspect of Mass Effect Andromeda fans who are just itching for more information, for speculation and analysis. And this can be summed up in two words: squad mates. It's been a long-standing tradition for BioWare fans to anticipate the latest game, to feverishly discuss and debate potential party members, their personalities, and most importantly of all, who's romanceable. Now, using the power of logic, I'm going to present my case for potential character archetypes and their chance for being romanceable based on BioWare's history with that archetype. Please bear in mind, this is not a criticism of BioWare's characters, and not everyone in their respective lineup neatly falls into these categories. They're broad character archetypes, and a lot of the time, especially with the larger casts like in Mass Effect 2, these archetypes will end up applying to more than one character. They can also shift in and out of these archetypes with character development, and there's always exceptions to every rule. So firstly, some ground rules. Let's assume that we will start with at least 6 squad mates, or at least get them relatively early in the campaign. That's 1 Asari, Turian, Solarian, and Krogan, as well as 1 male and female human. So we've now got 1 of each of the major Milky Way races and 1 male and female human to roughly speculate over. Let's get into it. So first up, we have the snarky everyman. They're friendly, funny, and almost always male, so you'll probably be getting these guys early on in the game. Think your Alistairs, Garruses, and Skies. He'll usually become your assumed second in command and best friend, and they're the first to complain about the player character being a weird shit magnet, so expect their skill set to be of the relatively mundane variety, so probably a combat or tech based character. Despite that, I think the most likely candidate for this archetype is the female human companion, Cora. This archetype has been consistently male right back to the Baldur's Gate 2 days, and BioWare do like to shake up the formula at least a little bit from time to time. The chance of romanceability is almost definite. Seeing as there must be at least 1 romanceable human of both genders, that's a given. Coming in at number 2 is the Sweetheart. They're sweet, kind, and effortlessly good. This character is usually the moral centre and another prime candidate for a starting squad mate. Think your Talis, Elianas, and Dawn Stars. This pure-hearted girl next door will be your inquisitive shoulder to cry on. They may or may not come with a secret, dark, and tragic backstory, a ray of sunshine in an otherwise cruel world. Seeing as this character is almost always female, my prediction for this is the 1 human male companion, Liam. The chance of romanceability is again very, very high. So number 3 is the Defrosting Ice Queen. They're the polar opposite of the Sweetheart, and another that's almost always female. Expect this character to be aloof, sarcastic, and unconcerned by any trivial feelings that may get in the way of the mission. They're quite likely gonna have ulterior motives, or be voluntarily working for a shady person or organisation. Morrigan, Miranda, and Silk Fox are the reigning BioWare queens of this archetype. Usually revealed to be secretly a big softie, you just need to scratch the hard shell to get to the nougaty centre. Now bear with me on this one, but my pick for this is Vetra the female Turian, and I can back this one up too. Seeing as the First Contact War is only 2 generations removed from Shepard & Co., this allows for a lot of lingering resentment between races. And seeing as Garrus was a guy who chafed under the red tape of this character archetype, they'll likely be a by-the-book sort of character. They'll believe that rules are meant to be followed for a reason, and may berate Ryder for playing things too fast and loose. The chance of romanceability is very high. I mean, female Turians are in this game. Number 4 goes to the Blood Knight. Violence is hilarious and the best solution for every problem, so they're the Renegade's best friend. Your Rexes, Grunts, and Black Whirlwinds all fall in this category, and they may or may not be fans of getting ridiculously drunk. Seeing as this is a role usually filled by a Krogan, let's throw in a curveball in saying that the role is going to be the Solarian's archetype. Our only Solarian squad mate was an old man by Solarian standards, and very much of the scientist with the dubious morality type. So I'm guessing a young, scrappy Solarian, maybe in his teens, could be potentially the profile of the Solarian in the game. The chance of romanceability is probably unlikely. Sorry, you would-be Solarian mancers. Number 5 is the Spunky Rogue. They're free-spirited, mischievous, and fun. So you've got your Kasumis, Zevrans, and Isabellas. Usually they have a dark and tragic backstory that they choose to hide behind with a flirty wink. The character is energetic and eccentric, and may be a great choice for a good amount of laughter. Also, usually this character will like sex. A lot. Like a lot. Expect it to be a running gag just how much they like it. So seeing as this is the only squad mate that we've seen in very much detail at all, I'm sure that this character is going to be PB. Chance of romanceability? Very high. Number 6 is the Honourable Warrior. This person defines themselves in combat, but usually in some kind of service or principle. Think mainly Thane or Sagacious Sue and Cassandra. They understand the way the world is, but try to right wrongs where they find it. Seeing as he's the only one left, that leaves Drac the Krogan in this spot. Seeing as Rex was really old and Grunt was a newborn, I'm guessing this guy is going to be relatively middle-aged and relatively moral by the standards of most Krogan we've seen in previous games. So let's throw in a bonus number 7, which is the late to the party member. Another BioS staple, also known as that secret spoiler character that wasn't in any of the advertising. Usually some kind of defector or indentured to the player character in some way, or maybe just along for the ride. This character usually spends a chunk of their campaign actively being an antagonist or was part of an antagonist race. Think of Legion or Lorcain or Death's Hand. Personalities can vary wildly, so it's a bit hard to speculate until we actually get a good look at our antagonists. Chance of romanceability is almost none. With these characters, you rarely get enough time to establish a connection to form a romance. Sorry guys, maybe in a sequel? And that's our picks for the potential squaddies for Mass Effect Andromeda. What did you guys think? Remember, this is just for fun and speculation purposes. So let us know what views you have on squadmate mannerisms, and let us know your views in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Mass Effect Follower.